I'm a professional suitor. I get paid to handle the emotional heavy lifting for my clients. A wealthy woman once paid me $9 million to pursue her daughter, Anya, for 3 years. I swallowed my pride and endured countless indignities. But I finally reached the end of my contract, and I promptly stopped playing the desperate suitor. To my utter shock, Anya finally cracked. Dean, you have 10 minutes to get here and pick me up, or I swear I'll slap you silly. It was midnight. I just drifted off to sleep when Cassie's demanding calls, which felt like a death sentence, pulled me straight out of bed. She always called me in the middle of the night, ordering me to drive her to some club to party. I wasn't her personal chauffeur, but I had to be on call, 24/7. Because I was her contracted lapdog, specifically hired to cater to her every whim. Cassie's mom was a wealthy socialite, absolutely obsessed with her daughter. 3 years ago, she found me and offered me a lapdog contract. My job was to be Cassie's loyal follower, to stick to her like glue, caring for her. I had to anticipate her every need, cater to her every whim, and ensure she never felt even the slightest bit of discomfort or dissatisfaction. For a term of 3 years, the payment was $9 million. For me, it was an undeniable jackpot. Of course, I took it seriously, diligently fulfilling every obligation of my lapdog contract. Cassie was fair-skinned, beautiful, and came from a privileged background, the epitome of a goddess in everyone else's eyes. But only I knew just how rotten that woman truly was, how ugly her soul. She was extravagant, arrogant, unreasonable, and had a temper that could curdle milk. She wasn't like other young ladies from good families, skilled in traditional arts. She was addicted to every vice imaginable, drinking, partying, gambling, and always surrounded by trouble. Her rumored boyfriends changed every other week, and juggling multiple relationships was her everyday routine. A total heartbreaker. Since I appeared, Cassie had added another hobby to her list, torturing her lapdog. She constantly found new ways to torment me, her attitude towards me swinging wildly between hot and cold. She loved to mess with my head, always with her hot and cold routine, a stinging slap, then a tempting piece of candy. As a professional lapdog, I had to play my part convincingly. Whenever I saw her with other men, I'd put on a show of extreme agony, heartbreak, jealousy, envy, fury. That's when her twisted mind would find its ultimate satisfaction. Then, she'd whisper a few empty, pretty words to appease me, and I'd come crawling back, eager to please, resuming my role of doting on her, always compliant. Her demands on me were incredibly strict. She expected me to be there at her beck and call. A minute late was unacceptable. Even if she called me in the dead of night to drive her somewhere, I had to get up immediately. It meant I hadn't had a single night of peaceful sleep in 3 years. This led to severe insomnia and nervous exhaustion. Yet, I couldn't even take sleeping pills, fearing I wouldn't wake up when she called. Of course, for that $9 million fortune, I could endure all of it. What I found most unbearable was Cassie's habit of publicly humiliating me. That was her most twisted pleasure. Like making me kneel before her and her dates, lick their shoes clean, and bark like a dog on command. She and her dates would erupt in piercing laughter, calling me the most obedient lapdog. Any normal man would find such degradation intolerable. But bound by the contract, I could only swallow my pride and endure. This life of humiliation and forbearance had lasted 3 years, and now, I was finally seeing the light at the end of this hellish tunnel. I checked the time. Less than 6 hours until the contract expired. As soon as dawn broke, I'd be completely free. No more fawning over her. For now, though, I still had to diligently fulfill my contract. I immediately headed to the location Cassie had sent me. I drove her Maserati, speeding through the streets like a bat out of hell. The car was, of course, Cassie's, but I was always the one driving her around. Looking at the car's emblem on the steering wheel, a faint smirk touched my lips. As soon as it was morning, and the $9 million hit my account, I'd go straight to the dealership and pick up my own luxury car. No more nagging voice from the back seat, ordering me here and there. The thought alone sent a thrill through me. Despite speeding at 120, I was still 2 minutes late. Cassie stood by the roadside, her face dark. The moment she saw me, without a word, she slapped me. Crack. The sharp sound shattered the silence of the night. Dean, didn't I warn you? Why are you still late? You can't even make it in 10 minutes. What? Are you moving at a snail's pace? You're just asking for it, day in and day out. Cassie pointed a finger at my face, cursing me out. I kept my head down, saying nothing. In the past, I would have bowed, apologized profusely, and admitted my mistake. But with the contract almost over, there was no need to grovel anymore. Why aren't you saying anything? Cat got your tongue? Cassie's brows furrowed. I calmly got back into the driver's seat and said blandly, get in, princess. Any later and you'll miss the party. Cassie put her hands on her hips, annoyed. Don't you know to open the door for me? Do I have to teach you everything? I sneered. You've got hands, don't you? You. Cassie looked like she was about to slap me again. I quickly shut the driver's door and locked it. After a minute of intense standoff, she decided it wasn't worth the hassle and angrily got into the back. Hey, how do I look today? Don't I look super innocent? Cassie preened, showing off her cropped spaghetti strap top and denim shorts. To be fair, her figure was stacked, and her skin was fair and soft. She truly had a striking physique. In other men's eyes, she'd undoubtedly be a rare stunner. But in my eyes, she was like a dishcloth used for years, filthy and disgusting. I glanced in the rearview mirror, my face expressionless. It's fine, that's all you've got. Cassie's face instantly darkened. The old me, the lapdog, would have gushed with compliments, practically written her a sonnet. But now, I couldn't be bothered to flatter her. Another word would be a waste of breath. Dean, are you trying to rebel today? How dare you play dumb when I ask you a question? Seeing me ignore her, Cassie slapped me on the back of the head again. A sharp throb of pain shot through my skull, leaving a tingling numbness. A surge of anger ignited within me. I was ready to explode. I felt an urge to hit her back, but ultimately, I restrained myself. 5 hours left on the contract. I just let her have her last wild hurrah. No, I just couldn't think of a better word to describe your beauty. You look really good. I mumbled a perfunctory reply. Cassie's sour expression finally softened a bit. She twisted my ear and said, it's your lucky day to be my lapdog. Appreciate it, and don't make me unhappy. me, got it? I grunted in response, then slammed on the brakes. The car lurched to a sudden stop. Due to the massive inertia, Cassie's face slammed directly into the back of the front passenger seat, leaving a white facial imprint. Her nose was knocked crooked, and she shrieked in pain. Dean, are you trying to kill me? Who told you to brake like that? Recovering, Cassie grabbed my hair and started punching my head repeatedly. Though the blows hurt, my heart was secretly blooming with delight. Finally, I saw Cassie making a fool of herself. How utterly hideous. I smiled sweetly and explained, sorry, I was distracted just now. Almost missed the club entrance. We're here. Get out of the car. Cassie cursed at me again. You useless idiot. My makeup, which took ages, is completely ruined by your stupid brake. 10 minutes later, Cassie, having reapplied her makeup, dragged me into the club. No need to guess, it was another one of her wild friends get-togethers. There were 7 or 8 people, men and women, gathered in the VIP room. When we walked in, the room's chatter abruptly ceased. Well, if it isn't Princess Cassie, with her personal pet. Looks like you're late today, huh? Your lapdog isn't keeping up. How should we punish him? Let the lapdog perform a trick. I like it. We're drinking, and we could use a clown for entertainment. The group started making fun of me again. I was used to it, unfazed. Cassie naturally slipped into the embrace of a wealthy young man, then crooked a finger at me. Dean, didn't you hear? Everyone wants you to perform. What are you waiting for? I said expressionlessly, I have no talents. I don't perform. Chad, the rich young man, smirked. Who said you have no talents? Isn't a lapdog best at licking? Just kneel down and lick our shoes clean, won't you? Another young man, Kyle, glanced at his flip-flops and joked, oops, my bad, I forgot I wasn't wearing dress shoes today. You don't mind, do you? At that, the group roared with laughter. The laughter echoed in the VIP room, sounding especially grating. I suppressed the anger in my heart, standing still. Cassie frowned and snapped, what's wrong with you today? You're not listening at all. Are you trying to spoil everyone's fun and embarrass me? Get down and start your performance, now. I said coldly, sorry, I'm not into that. If you want to lick, you lick. I'm not doing it. The moment I finished speaking, the tension in the room thickened. Chad looked astonished. Oh my, Princess Cassie, your lapdog seems to be biting back. He's even talking back now. Tonight, I had completely embarrassed Cassie in front of her friends. She stood up and slapped me twice, ordering me to kneel and lick Chad's shoes. But I stood firm. She couldn't budge me. She was furious, red-faced, spitting all over me. Alright, Princess Cassie, calm down. Why get upset over a lapdog? How about this? For every bottle of liquor the lapdog chugs, I'll give him $10,000. Don't say I'm getting a free show. I'm not short on dog food money. Chad pulled out a wad of crisp bills from his bag and tossed them at my feet. Kyle opened a few bottles of liquor and set them in front of me. Cassie hissed in my ear, if you don't drink tonight, then get out of my life forever. I'll even strip you of your right to be my lapdog. I checked the time. 4 hours left on the contract. Fine. I might as well see this charade through to the very end for Cassie. Besides, who would turn down money? $10,000 was still $10,000. I picked up the bills, grabbed a bottle, and tipped my head back, chugging it down. This was hard liquor, unlike beer, quite potent. The burning liquid scorched my throat, sending a searing heat straight to my head. I nearly choked, coughing violently after emptying the bottle. Well, I never would have guessed the lapdog could hold his liquor. This show is way better than shoelicking. Chug another one. I'll cover this 10 grand. The group laughed hysterically, clapping and egging me on. Chad pulled out another 10,000 in cash and threw it at my face. Keep drinking. 10 grand a bottle. Isn't that easier than working a regular job? He had a point. $10,000 for chugging a bottle. Even if I puked my guts out, it was worth it. Why let a little bit of health stand in the way of money? Plus, Cassie kept urging me on. I grabbed another bottle and downed it in one go. 2 bottles of hard liquor were now in my system, and I was starting to feel it. The effects weren't immediate, but the hangover would be brutal. In a short while, my head felt foggy, and my vision began to blur. Another one. 10,000. Keep going. The crowd's cheers were relentless. I figured, since I was already this far, why not earn a few more tens of thousands? So, without hesitation, I chugged 2 more bottles. $40,000 in hand, and I was thoroughly drunk. I hunched over a trash can, puking my guts out. Seeing my pathetic state, the laughter of the crowd grew even louder. Cassie looked at me with disdain, even kicking my butt twice. You disgusting embarrassment. Get out and wait for me. Though her words were insults, to me, they sounded like sweet music. Finally, I was free. I quickly stood up and headed outside. Stop right there. Did I say you could leave? Chad's voice cut through the air, sharp and demanding. I paused, turning to him. Is there something else? Chad strutted, arrogant. My money isn't that easy to take. Until I'm satisfied, you'll stay here, on your knees, drinking, until I say stop. I said coldly, what if I don't? Chad's eyes narrowed. You're a lapdog, daring to say no? Who gave you the guts? If you don't drink, leave the money and get out. Now, my money doesn't go to disobedient dogs. I picked up a bottle of liquor, my voice even. Are you sure? Chad grinned. Of course. You're not leaving this room until you finish it. Drink up, don't make your goddess angry. Cassie, perched on his lap, yelled at me, stop wasting time. If he tells you to drink, then drink. What are you, a wimp? Are you even a man? I called you here, not to embarrass me. Oh, so she wanted me to make her look good, did she? Consider it done. I nodded silently, then suddenly swung the bottle, smashing it directly over Chad's head.